All right, so I'm going to show you guys the tickety talk of this woman that says if you're going to take her out on a date, you're going to have to put a little more effort than the coffee date. She don't do coffee dates. It has to be something where she could dress and blah 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 blah. So let me put this video right here. We could pause it and stop it as we talk because it's a bit of a long thing. But let's play it.
Rules is I don't do coffee or drink dates. Now, I understand that some women like this or prefer this because it's a quick turnaround, 30 to 45 minutes. If you don't like him, you can get out of there. It works for some people. If you like it, I love it. This video is not for you. Keep scrolling. However, for me, as for me and my household, we're going to have higher standards.
Okay, so right off the bat,
she's attractive, number one. I mean,
well, yes. And I have some thoughts on that one.
She takes care of
herself. So if you don't want coffee dates, or you saying coffee dates it's low standards, right? She's saying we're gonna have higher standards. So if a man says, "Hey, you want to go on a coffee date?" Obviously, we just met each other, and she says yes, that's low standards.
No. She's coming off as a snob a little bit, but that's okay.
Little bougie.
If that little bougie, little snobby, but you can tell she takes care of herself. You can tell she works out.
Wait, I gotta go through the whole thing.
Whatever she wants. Oh my.
Whatever she wants.
I mean, she's hot, but she ain't that. I mean, she's attractive, but she's definitely giving off these snob vibes. Because I'll tell you this right now. If a celebrity, somebody she knew, a high value man or whatever, right? Was asking her to coffee, I fucking bet goddamn well she goes to coffee with a dude that she thinks could level her up. But so I call a little bit of BS on her as far as I'm not going on these coffee dates. Bullshit. If I don't know, whoever, some famous person that you thought was attractive and had a lot of money, you're taking that coffee date, whatever your name is. I guarantee that.
Yeah. Her frame of mind isn't attractive. Okay. All right, let's continue.
Talking in the sky, and I'm going to read it to you because we've been talking for a couple days, and he started talking about meeting up. So he said, we should get together over some pear and lychee cocktails soon. And I said, that's really sweet, but I prefer dinner. I like to get dressed up. Now, I always try to say it nicely because I don't want to be like, I don't accept drink dates. Like, you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be, you can be nice about it, but let's just say I prefer dinner because I like to get dressed up. And he said, I see. What type of places do you have in mind? So I sent him a list of places that I've been wanting to try, all sorts of different budgets. Okay. It ranges from medium to a little bit higher, all different locations around the city. So he can choose what works for him, timing and budget wise. So I sent the list of places. He says, these places sound really nice. I think it'll be fun to get to know each other over some nicer dining options. Here it comes though. But I wanted to let you know up front that if we were to meet at one of those places, I'm comfortable splitting the check. I usually will do drinks or something on the simpler end for the first meetup to see if there's a connection first.
All right.
What's wrong with that? I mean, what do you say?
Yeah, that's I don't split any. I don't think I've ever split anything.
Do you think that's new red pill kind of mentality for certain guys nowadays between young 20s to 30? They're like, I'm splitting checks and I'm
Maybe.
That's a new thing, isn't it?
It's interesting how that goes because all right, in my world, I know that my chick would be weirded out if I said split it, but if she talks to my son, she'd be like, "You better split that check. Don't pay no money on these hoes." Blah, blah, blah. You know how it's a different view. So
yeah.
Problem is he mentions the date. He says, "Let's go somewhere." Now it's kind of they're bargaining or something. Like they're they're doing a business deal. Okay, so there's negotiation. Okay, let's do coffee date. No coffee date, dinner. All right, well, if you're gonna do dinner, we're gonna split the check.
It's too much. It's too much.
Where's the happen to the connection of liking each other? And yeah, it is too much.
It's too much. You know what I do if I'm this dude? They've been talking for a couple of days, I think she said, right? Or whatever.
Yeah. Enough to actually date,
yeah. So, all right, I suggested, I think she said pear and lychee, whatever the fuck that is. Cocktails, I don't know.
You're right. She's uppity as hell.
Yeah, so which is cool. So he suggests that, and then she's like, well, I'd rather do this. I would just probably say, you know what? Okay, let's let's meet for these drinks, and we'll go to dinner after. And I meet her, and if there's a vibe, I continue on with the date.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good.
If there isn't, I politely say, "Hey, thanks for the cocktails. I don't see a connection. Let's just not have dinner," and then I bounce and I meet separately, or So then you're still telling her you're taking her on a date, but you're testing to see if she's worth that time.
Yeah,
and so that's some people might not agree with that, but if I'm trying to really date this chick and I like her, I'm gonna I still want to see her, but I'm not just gonna do something I don't feel comfortable with just because she wants to have dinner.
She's fine though.
She is fine. She's fine.
But skincare
skincare game. You can tell
she's going on with
I
that.
value a woman that knows her worth and isn't afraid to speak up for it. But at the same time, I do think there are a lot of women like this, and a lot of these women stay single because they're not able to compromise, right? And they have an unrealistic expectation of dating and what they think a man should do.
Yeah.
But
I like your approach though. Like you've been said, hey, okay, well, we can still meet. Let's still meet up for some drinks,
and then we can go to dinner after.
And we can go. Yeah, we go to a really nice place to drink. Like there's a lot of they say cocktail bars. So Ceci says pear and lychee is great. So that sounds like right up your alley, Pedro.
Never. I mean, I would probably like it. I've just never had one.
Yeah, you never had one. You should get it because it sounds like what you would do.
Yeah, I like the girly drinks. Thanks, Hannibal.
Giggity said he would like to connect her split. All right, so Giggity, you just fall right in. So whatever she wants, you're just gonna go get to the restaurant.
Yeah, we ain't doing that over here, bro. Listen.
Well,
no.
I don't like her way she communicates. I don't like that. I don't like it. So no, it would not work for me.
I can tell already. I mean, she's physically. I'm attracted to this woman. I could date this woman. I could have pleasantries with her, no problem. She's very beautiful, But even just me watching this video and her mannerisms and her tone, this is not a woman that I would have a relationship with. I can tell that right off the jump.
Slim Pimpin' Hustling said, "I'll take her ass to Wendy's." You're gonna wait a lot. You're gonna wait a while on that line. I tell you,
get that $5 biggie bag.
Biggie. Oh yeah. That's so going Dutch is not something. It's not unusual. It's just I always felt like the person who asks for the date is responsible for the date. So it is, man or woman, but most of the time it's a man because the man's trying to.
I've never split a check. I've never gone Dutch, and I've never had a woman pay when we go out.
Yeah.
On a first,
I've paid, and then someone would either Cash App or Venmo me something. And if you're gonna do all that, I'm not gonna give it back and do that stupid, whatever. But I didn't ask for it. Giggity said you could remove that comment. It makes me sound like a horn dog. Dude, you too late, man. You
are a horn dog. What makes you? You're making yourself. I mean, you do that to yourself, Giggity. Look at your avatar and your name, bro. You're good. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Be yourself.
Look at Joe. Married men who lust other women live from Redwood City.
You're not wrong.
We're trying to explain the context of the video, Joe. We're not, we're just listen. She's not interested in talking to any of us, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Let's finish.
So my thing is, I don't like the coffee or drink date because they're trying to audition you to see if you are worth an actual dinner.
Whoa.
Isn't that what you're doing? What?
I'm confused. That's a red flag. So she has trust issues and she has control issues. She wants to maintain the frame of being in control. No, you're going to do what I want you to do because I've been around. I'm sure she's been with many people or men, not many, but enough where she didn't feel like she was in control. She didn't like those experiences. And now everyone else has to deal with it.
She got some big ass hands, bro. Them big ass hands.
That's big, yeah.
I think this woman. I think this woman is a stallion. I think if she stands up, she got a.
Yeah, I saw her.
Okay.
Instagram.
Yeah.
She's a good looking.
Am I right?
Yeah, full body.
Yeah,
nice
I can
body.
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that though? What's your opinion? Like, they auditioning for. First of all, a date is auditioning.
Yeah, let's just keep it a buck. Isn't that what we're doing here? We're trying to get to know each other, and we're auditioning. And do you maybe get the role or you don't? Like that's very. I mean, okay, yeah. I mean, listen, a lot of people are broke out here. Inflation's a motherfucker. These restaurants, you think I'm just gonna spend $200-$300 on every date? No, who's got money like that, right? So no, let's go have a cocktail And if we have 2 cocktails, great. Hey, we're gonna have 3. Hey, you hungry? Let's go get something to eat. Like, what's wrong with that? I mean, it's crazy.
Can you read that comment?
Oh, I can't see it. Hold up. Oh, there's a bar. Hold on. I'd make those hands. You're a dirty old man, Giggity.
DoorDash Rick, what's going on? Use your back card. Yeah, if she had a back. Oh, black
card. No, listen. Ain't anybody got no black cards. I can tell this woman, she's looking for a man. She probably dates guys that have money. She probably has a lot of, all that. She probably has to be at least 6 foot tall. He's got to have at least 6-figure income, at least. This is that kind of woman, which is, I'm not hating on that. I'm just making an observation, and I'm probably pretty correct on that.
Yeah. And Barbara and Red Door Woman talking about free meals. So another thing that a lot of people talk about, especially in some of the communities, what they call it, the manosphere, and there's studies where there are people who admit to only talk to men to get free meals. So again, it's trust issues on both ends, right?
Yeah.
A dude is like, I don't want to be taken advantage of. She feels like even though her position doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because a coffee date, you can have a good time, good conversation. You may enjoy this place that you haven't been to before. You go out. I don't know. It just seemed like it's weird that what she's saying is, well, you're auditioning with me if we just do the coffee date. So this is a dinner date. Why?
I mean, if I'm a woman, and you ladies in the chat, let me know, right? I would be smart or respectable to see a man that has standards as well. So you're a woman with standards, and you have certain things that you want to have out of your person you're dating or your prospect. Shouldn't the man you're doing that to have the same? Shouldn't we have standards? Shouldn't we want to not spend frivolously and then I'm just going to take all these women out and take them out wherever they want to go? Like, shouldn't it be like a positive that a man is smart with money and time and like forward thinking, and hey, let's go out of some cocktails. Like, I know this great cocktail bar, and I mean, isn't that a good thing? Or do you want to date a guy that's just gonna, like, every guy you take has got to take you everywhere you want to go on the first date? I think that's unrealistic. So
yeah, I agree with that.
This is the thing for me. Like, I know men. The number one thing men are judging you off of is your looks, right? When they see you, they meet you, they're going to be like, okay, how beautiful is she? Is she put together? Do I find her attractive, right? That's the number one thing. Your personality may come second, sure, but the first thing is how you look, right? So with that in mind, my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer costs $32, okay? Why would I put on a full face of expensive makeup, do my hair, make sure my nails are done, make sure there's no hair on my body, and then come and spend 2 hours of my time talking to you for an $8 coffee or a $16 cocktail?
No one told you to do all that for the coffee date.
I mean,
you don't have to do all that.
You got to take all the hair off your body. Are you paying? You smash?
I mean, that's nice. I mean,
nice,
the imagery is, but you don't have to shave all your hairs. You don't have to have a full face. I'd rather you didn't put a whole face of makeup on, to be honest with you. But all the people that I talk to don't do that. If you just go on a coffee date, just look nice. Like, she's attractive. You don't have to do much. Just don't look like a bum. I mean, obviously, hopefully the guy doesn't. But who says you have to do all of this? And Giggity said, yeah, she wants compensation for her time. So when you pay the $200 bill or $250 to $300 bill at the restaurant, she feels like her time is being satisfied. Or
it's a horrible way to go into a date. You're counting dollars and cents and makeup and concealer and the cost of that. That's a horrible way to start a date. If that's your mindset, this lady's gonna be single for a minute.
I have some thoughts at the end, but let's finish it up.
Be so for real. Let's take it even deeper. When women go out with a man that they do not know, they take a huge risk Men are crazy. Okay, do you watch the news? Like 1 in 5 men are violent. He could unalive you, he could RAPE you, he could stalk you, he could harass you if he feels like it. Like, it is very dangerous, extremely dangerous. When you go out with a man, you have to share your location with your mom and your friend. You have to send a screen recording of his Hinge profile and the conversation that you guys had so that if you go missing, they have context. You have to text your friend every half an hour while you're with him to let her know that you haven't been beheaded.
She has major trust
issues. You have to take an Uber so that he doesn't know what kind of car you have, and just in case he's crazy. And then when you get home, you have to text somebody to tell them that you made it home alive. Men aren't doing that. They don't have to worry when they meet a woman that they do not know that their lives will be in danger. Quite the contrary. Men benefit from just being seen with you in public, okay? If you are beautiful, poised, well-dressed, it reflects well on him. People look at him and they think, oh wow, he must be the man. Ooh, he probably has money. You know what? He's probably a good guy if he can pull her. And this is especially so if you are more attractive than him. If he's fugly or he's overweight or he's short, they're like, oh yeah, he must have money in order to be able to pull a baddie like that. So my thing is like, what's in it for women? We've already spent more money than you by just putting our makeup on. We're in danger. Like, what's in it for us? So then all of that, plus this man is a pharmacist, okay? You mean to tell me you make upwards of $150,000 per year, but you can't take...
You count his money, you don't even know how much money he's making. Is this an act? Is this? Bro, I think she's for real.
It might be.
This is like the chick that with the big tits the other day. Like, that dude probably had a good job, and she was like, "You taking me to the Cheesecake Factory? I know how much money you make. Look at this car."
You know what's funny? What's funny is 30 seconds or 45 seconds ago in this video, she's talking about how she mentioned something to the effect of men are auditioning me, or whatever she said, right?
Yeah.
But she's over here counting this guy's money and putting him in a category based on if he can afford to do something but chooses not to. So who's really auditioning here? You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. This is bad, but I guess we'll finish it.
Me to $120 to maybe $200 dinner, 2 drinks, an appetizer, 2 entrees, and a dessert, like, and that kind of thing. Look, men are supposed to be on their like best behavior when they're doing a first interaction with a woman. Like, that is when they are at their absolute best. So if he's being cheap now for a first interaction,
so coffee date is cheap.
He's gonna be cheap on your birthday,
bro. I don't like her, Brandon.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. That only gets worse. It never gets better. That is the type of man that's going to want you to work full time, pay half the rent when you guys move in together, do the majority of the housework because he doesn't want to hire a housekeeper, raise the kids, plan most of the things, and then after you do your 16-hour shift of labor, he's going to want you to be happy and sexy for him, for his pleasure that night. Like, that's the kind of life you're looking at. So you know what? Good for this man for asserting his boundary. He did it very nicely, and it showed me what his like attitude or approach is when it comes to dating new women, and ultimately it gave me the opportunities to choose, and I have my boundaries too, so I chose to not accept it. And so I didn't respond or anything. I didn't like bargain with him or try to justify anything. I just quietly unmatched him because I wasn't gonna let him play in my face. But like, obviously if you're on TikTok, like, this is not irregular discourse. Like, this is very popular. Like, the Red Pill podcast men are always talking about like all of these things. So like, it's not uncommon. Like, men are trying to get away with this these days. They're trying to see what they can do. They're trying to get at you for less than $20. Okay, so the pharmacist tried to give me a coffee date on a Friday. Saturday, a surgeon took me to a beautiful dinner with a view. The next day after that, This other man took me to this food event where the tickets were $250 because he wanted us to have VIP. So don't feel scarce about it, because there are plenty of men, there are a plethora of men that would be more than happy to show you a good time.
Okay. So this is what I wanted to say just to finish. There's another video because someone responded to her, but I don't think we need to watch it because it's pretty obvious. When you look the way she looks, now this is, you guys may not want to hear this. she can get away with this. You guys don't. There's certain people that can get away with this, and she's one of them. So you guys can get mad at her, drop a bunch of negative responses on TikTok. She has the way she looks. She will get someone else to talk to her, someone who has the kind of money that she's looking for. Life is unfair, people. Life is unfair. You may say, no, she's gonna be alone. Yeah, she may be alone because she can get dates, so it means she can get commitment. But when some people, not all of us, can do that, and she's one of them that can. Now you can say she's not hot, but she's hot enough. I mean, she can get a date when she wants. She can get what she's looking for. I mean, like the fact that she threw that surgeon, she did not make that up.
Yeah,
she probably had that surgeon take her out, and another guy to take her out. Is it good long term with her attitude's good long term? No, but when you look a certain way, you can get that.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You think this female? You think she's dating white men or black men?
It screams white or not black men. No, I'm just just throwing it out there. You do that, me. So most likely.
I threw it at you because that's the vibe I'm.
She said peach and lychee. So
yeah,
we're not really. You don't have that in the hood necessarily. Like Hector, we don't do that in Washington Heights. We don't have peach and lychee over there.
I mean, I don't know. I like Cecily's saying. I like that she has boundaries and things, and she had a good date on Saturday. She's trying to find a match, whatever that means. I'm not against any of that. She's very, attractive woman. She's got boundaries.
But I'll say right now, I don't think no. I mean, well, no, we're just talking in generalities. The one with the big, sorry, not titties. I want to be respectful here. The one with the big melons that had the video the other day. I think that dude was Indian, and
he was Indian. Yeah, he was Indian.
They don't listen. We're gonna go about stereotypes. They don't play with their money. Yeah, they don't throw away their money like that. Not like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's also one. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like she's being it. The problem with some people is they're like, she begins like, well, you don't have to be mean about it, ladies. You can be nice and respectful. Yeah, that's true. I didn't want to argue back with him. I just unmatched him. That's cool. She's being professional about it. But she could have missed out on a really good date. And because the guy's a surgeon, she's basically saying he's better than a pharmacist, and he spent more money on a first date with a stranger you met online, that means he's a better dude. That's ridiculous. That you're assuming a lot. Right?
Assuming a lot, and just because someone has a job that's doing pretty well, like lawyers, surgeons, doctors, they're never home.
Yeah.
You'll never see them. Is that better? So you'll be surrounded by all the things you want to buy, and your mate is never there, because to do that job, you are 100%, 150% focused on the job. So, but you can tell that's what she values: money.
Yeah.
And actually, I probably should put I'll put the next video up. So she's responding. She's getting a lot of response on the TikTok, and she has one response. I'll show it to you guys real quick. Let me see if I can pop this up real fast. You can see the what she's responding to as well.
All I hear is I am hungry. Sis, if you like dressing up, take yourself to dinner. Stop looking for handouts. Sir, I literally just returned from taking my best friend to Nobu Malibu. The tab was $264 and I paid for it. Okay? The modern single woman can afford everything that she requires. Okay? Women are guapped up these days, right? They don't need anyone. Have you ever seen a group of women go to brunch? They run the bill up. Okay? So needing money or needing a handout or a free meal, that's not the point here, sir. Move along.
Oh, you're broke ass.
Listen, broke people spend money. A lot of broke people spend money on shit they can't afford. I'll just leave that comment.
Well, obviously, yeah. So I agree.
I mean, who?
So to get with her, it's a different level. You may not like the level. That's just how. I guess my conclusion. My conclusion to this is, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Look at this.
What?
They also tip 10% when they go to brunch.
Oh, they barely tip it. And there's a whole effing thing, and they're staring at the bill for 15, 20 minutes. I saw that the other day. And, like, oh, what's going on? Who's gonna pay for all this that we overspent on?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, any last?
I wish her well. I think the pharmacist dodged a bullet, and let's see how long the surgeon lasts. But I wish her nothing but the best. I like people that have boundaries. I do appreciate that, and aren't afraid to stand up and be vocal and say what you like and don't like. I think not enough people do that. But she just comes across as a snob to me, and I don't like snobs. Yeah. So I like down to earth people.
Yeah,
so.
And she's like someone that's probably came from well-to-do background. There's no broke like hood chick in there. There's nothing there. It seems like there's someone, and I think maybe Bud Sutter that been taken care of for her life. Well educated, probably went to a good school. Probably went to private school,
in a sorority, college.
Very articulate. So, but I feel like she's been through a couple of bad guys or bad relationships, and she's about red pill. So she's very defensive on everything or what other men are talking about. If a man asks for a lunch or a coffee date, that means he's auditioning you. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Barbara says, "I'm sorry, Hollis. She is not a high-end prostitute."
She probably do pretty well. Actually.
Well, is she? If she ain't, well, there's one really important part of being that, and she's just not doing that, then she isn't. Or guy has a bad deal. Giggity said, "I had women buy me beer at a bar. You know, I'm a stud. We gotta hang out with you one of these days, Giggity.
Come to Cleveland.
Yeah, come to Cleveland. We're gonna be there. It just." Said that's a part of the problem. Guys need to stop making excuses for females to have this type of bad behavior. I mean, I guess for me, it's just more of context of reality. Like I wouldn't date that person. I wouldn't talk to that person after that, or just having that conversation. So personally, for me, personality it's right up there with looks, especially if you're trying to be in commitment. Just having casual sex, no, that's not. But if you're looking for a commitment, a relationship. Good looks and personality are very close. As you get older, it gets even closer. Then at one point you realize personality is way more important. Yeah. But for me personally, no, I would not. Like all jokes aside of how good looking she is, the too much the hand movements. I'd be
annoyed. She's annoying to me.
Yeah, it wouldn't last long in terms of a commitment. So no, I would say, guys, if you don't want that kind of woman, do not date that kind of woman. So
I mean, maybe that guy saw that and, he was like, based on the conversation, we don't know the conversation and communication they were having the day or two before. And maybe that's why he had a vibe. He's like, let's just, go for coffee because I don't, And so maybe he was smart and he saved himself some time and money, Dating is expensive. It can be expensive. Doesn't have to be. Right. But I think in today's modern world and society, the level of expectation is just not realistic on a lot of levels, and monetarily speaking, dating for the first, we'll call it 2 to 4 dates, right? Date 1 through 4, it can cost you money. It just can, and it costs you time, which is money. So, I like boundaries, but at the end of the day, man, some of the best dates I've been on or the times I've had has always been low key. It's about the company. It's about doing something fun. Engaging. It doesn't need to be some Nobu or some fancy steakhouse. It doesn't need to be that. So
anytime you, at least for me, enjoying dating, walking. I mean, the amount of miles me and Carla probably walked up to, walking to like different parts of the city, just walking and talking. You get to see things you see in different stores. You hang out with different people. You really get to know someone. But everyone has a price, and some people are willing to pay, and some won't.